Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The hurricane watch team is finally back after we had no power as that storm moved through southeast Texas, knocking out power for almost 1 million customers for several days into a week. Finally have power. Today is May 23rd, 2024. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into this video update. Welcome to the Tropical Weather Update. Today we have a new player in the Bay of Bengal, the now Invest99B. There you see it. That satellite imagery on your screen. This developing cyclone has really the potential to make some significant impacts over the next few days. So let's dive right into the details. Currently watching Invest99B. It is currently centered over the Bay of Bengal, showing promising signs of organization. Currently, looking at what we got here, we're estimating winds near 34 knots, almost 40 miles an hour, and it is nearing tropical storm status. We really need a little bit more convection. Really, on the northern tier of the storm, there's not a lot of convection. I'm going to actually put this into infrared and kind of show you what we're talking about. So you can see there's a little bit of rotation, but there isn't a whole lot of deep convection in the northern part of the system, in the northern area of the system. We do have some rotation. We need it to be a little bit more better organization, and specifically, we need there to be more convection near the center of the storm for this to be deemed a tropical cyclone. Even though it has those winds, it has not got that. It doesn't have all the characteristics we need right now. So, as it continues to make that way to the north-northwest, over the next 24 to 48 hours, it will pass over significantly warmer sea surface temperatures, and the wind shear is going to drastically lower, much lower wind shear. Now, these conditions are absolutely perfect for not just intensification, but possibly rapid intensification, according to some models. Over the next 48 hours, we believe that the storm is forecasted to strengthen, reaching up winds of nearly 50 knots. That would be about 60 miles an hour. However, by 72 hours, it could become a severe cyclonic storm, hitting speeds as high as 65 knots. That is a hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. 65 knots, 74, 75 miles per hour. Now, this trajectory brings it very close to the northeastern coast of India, particularly Odisha and western Bengal. And Bengal is a heavily populated country with 170 million people that live there. In 1970, a catastrophic hurricane or tropical cyclone happened, but much more powerful than this system, making landfall there with winds 130 miles an hour, killing an estimated 100,000 people. So, these areas and the areas of western Bengal and Odisha and these other coastal communities need to begin to prepare for heavy rainfall, strong winds up to hurricane force, so up to 65 knots or possibly stronger, storm surge, and the overall potential and likelihood of not just damage to homes, but power outages. We're going into the summer. It's going to be getting hot, so figure out what you need. Start preparing now. Don't wait until the last minute if you can help it, please. So, looking at after 72 hours, Invest99B makes landfall and moves inland. So, I really want to go over the forecast models, talk a little bit about what we're looking at with this system, give a better idea of what I'm talking about. There's that system there in 6 hours. There it is, starting to organize and become more developed. It takes a little bit, but really it takes about 48 hours or so. 36 to 48 hours is really when it's going to start ramping up there. You can see it there. This is the GFS model. GFS isn't always correct or accurate, but this one particular model has it making landfall there in northeastern India. And still, look at that on the right-hand side, areas of southwestern Bangladesh could be seeing some very, very strong winds. And not just those winds, but that storm surge pushing in there too. Here's what the HWRF is showing. Again, here is Bengal, Bangladesh right here. Here is India. Much more powerful than what we think here. We do think a Category 1 hurricane, 75, 80, or even as high as 90 miles an hour is possible. It does have low haul time, but we are looking at these other models, so there is the possibility to get 939 millibars. Very, very strong system here. These winds here would be very, very and possibly more intense than that at 9. Yeah, honestly at 9:48 at 80 knots, I would expect. Just based on this at 939 millibars, I do expect that to have stronger winds than just 76 knots. Just based on that air pressure. That air pressure alone, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for a Category 1 or 2 hurricane to have 939 millibar air pressure. You would expect that to be in a Category 4, because the lower the air pressure is, that means there is a greater difference in air pressure over distance, which is what wind is. It is change in air pressure. There's a change in air pressure. The higher the winds are, there's a much greater change in air pressure over distance. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Rain-wise, that's something else I really want to talk about. That's not what I meant to click on. So again, lots of heavy rain. A lot of these peaks even over here. Looking at this over here, that's all moving into Bangladesh. So there could be training thunderstorms moving along the coastline right there near the shore, producing lots of heavy rain for long periods of time. So I do want to also look at how much rain this area is going to get, how much is really expected. So I'm going to go to Windy and talk a little bit about that right now. Windy.com. There we go. This is all different a little bit. It's been a while since I've looked at it. So this is the European model, ECMWF. We also have GFS and some of the other models there too. So I want to have an idea of just how much rain could be accumulating here. So here it is over the next 3 days, and then over the next 5 days, it could be pretty rough here, as you can see. 6 inches. 8 inches. I think a majority of areas along the coastline could have between 8 and 12 inches, or 8 to 10 inches. Some isolated areas could have up to 15 inches. I think it's possible. Bangladesh, again, is a very small country. It is very densely populated. Its average elevation is less than 100 feet, so it certainly would be bad. So really along the coastlines in some of these towns here, I don't want to zoom in that much, in some of these towns here in this part of Bangladesh, in northeast India, those main towns right there, right along the coastline, is what we are very concerned about based on the heavy rain. And looking at this, okay, if we look back at this, I want to take a little look at the air pressures in the area. So we're just going to look at India. So you have, let's go back. You have low pressure here. And earlier on, we were seeing high pressure developing off here and over here, which slowed it down. However, we're no longer seeing that, which is good. Now, the European model is showing high pressure over here, which is causing it to slow down there upon landfall, as you can see. And you can see all these dark reds and these pinks. That is very, very heavy rain moving into Bangladesh, India, in that area. So very, very heavy rain is not just likely, but possible. It is expected with this system as it moves into India and Bangladesh. So be on a very close watch out for this system in the chance that this storm does actually develop, and is something that we need to look out for. Now, it is very likely that it's going to develop. It's very possible. We're already seeing those signs happening right now. We're seeing deep convection. We're seeing those wind speeds. So prepare for this storm now and expect the worst from this. Prepare yourself for the best. Try to get as far away from the sea as you can. So the chances that if this were to be, say, a Category 3, God forbid, 115, 120 miles an hour, 15, 20-foot storm surge happens, you're away, or in a completely different country, you're away, you don't have to worry about this. It's always better to get away from the storm rather than trying to protect physical things that are inanimate objects, excuse me. So, by 120 hours, the system will continue to weaken. Now, those winds are only around 30 knots, 35 miles an hour. Now, regardless of how strong these winds become, the present wind and persistent heavy rain will lead to significant flash flooding in this area. So, to have a recap of this, Invest 99B is intensifying and could become a severe cyclonic storm. Coastal areas of Odisha and western Bengal should prepare for significant impacts. Flooding, strong winds, storm surge. Heavy rainfall and flooding are likely as the system continues to move inland. Stay tuned for more updates on Invest 99AB. Be sure to follow official advisories and prepare accordingly. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. This has been your Tropical Weather Update. Signing off. See you next time.